Hello, guys. Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Ishmael Ellis. He's 14 wins, 7 defeats, and he's back out Saturday night against Cameron Vuong at the Indigo, the O2 Indigo. And yeah, over 8 rounds live on DAZN. And yes, mate, pleasure to get you back on.
Thank you very much, man. Pleasure to be back.
And yeah, I had you on. I think it was fight week when you fought Harlem Eubank. I mean, talk about that fight.
Yeah, I think it was, and it's a while back now, July. Yeah, good little fight, nice experience, very short notice. Obviously, ended up having to retire just before the last round. I'm just exhausted. Well, it was a good fight, man. To be fair, I was expecting a bit more from him. In all honesty, I didn't think he was all that. Without sounding disrespectful, I don't think he's as much as the hype as they say that he is. Um, but yeah, it was a good experience.
Was it tough? Tough night?
It was a tough night, not because of him, but because I had a lot of weight to lose in a short amount of time. I was just exhausted, didn't really have no energy in there. So it was just more tough that way. But punch wise, I mean, like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm slagging the geezer off or nothing, but his punches weren't as hard as what I was expecting, and his skill set wasn't as much as what I thought. I was expecting to be a lot harder of a night. Do you know what I mean? And I think if I definitely was fit enough, I would have easily have lasted the whole fight. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And how would you rate your performance out of 10 that night?
It weren't a good performance. It was probably about a 3 or a 4. It weren't a good performance. Like I said, I just didn't have no energy. Like after the first round, it was just like, wow, I'm tired, and I've still got another 7 rounds to go. It was just a hard night, like in that aspect, but it is what it is, man.
You
Do you
showed
know what I
heart in
mean?
the fight.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's you're fighting, and you're in there, you gotta fight, and there's no point in just covering up and just being like, oh damn. Do you know what I mean? You've got to try, even if you're not tired, because you gotta act, you gotta look at it as if it's a kind of near enough life or death situation. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But yes, you've got another big opportunity. It was meant to be in Newcastle, but a late venue swap to the O2 Indigo, which in my opinion, would you say is better than fighting in Newcastle?
Yeah, I think it's a better venue, and obviously just for travel reasons, it's less of a distance. Do you know what I mean? So it is better.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you had well, talk about how the fight first came about.
Well, it just came about. We just got offered the fight, and obviously I accepted it. It was just after Christmas, I got offered it. I accepted it, and then a couple of days after, it was well, you posted it up, and I was like, bloody hell, it's out there already, like.
Mm-hmm. Um, would you say forgot what I was going to say now. Hang on, let me think. Um, oh yes, because what am I doing? Right. Yes. So you're fighting Cameron over 8 rounds, and
Yeah.
oh no. So what I was gonna say, I've just remembered. Have you had a full camp for this one?
I've been at a full camp. I've had. Oh, I've had about what 5 weeks, something like that, to prepare for it. So it's just about enough time. Obviously I'd liked a bit longer, but um, again, it's been about just trying to get a bit of weight off in it, especially after Christmas. But the weight's come off good. Um, hasn't really been a struggle, and it's just about been enough time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, man, I take this 5 weeks over friggin' 10 days and 1 week. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So a bit of a longer camp. Did camp go good?
Yeah, camp's gone good. We had a little hiccup that I'm not going to talk about uh, in camp, but we've got over it and we're still here and we're still fighting, so it's good.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course. Talk about the press conference you had. I think it was earlier on
Today,
today.
yeah, today.
I haven't had a chance to watch it because I've been at school and stuff. But yeah. How did that go?
Yeah, press conference went really well. Obviously it was well done because it was a matchroom one. Obviously first time I met Cameron was there today. We just kind of both spoke about how we feel about each other and how the fight's gonna go. Respectable lad. But the way I look at it, he's a young lad. I don't mean to sound disrespectful when I say this, but I'm getting a bit older now. I'm 32. I'm a man compared to him. And when you get older, you kind of realize when you're a man, you've been through more things and you've got a harder life and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of prepares you more for fights and prepares you not even just fights, just for hard situations within life, which I've been through. He hasn't. And I feel that if I can put it on him Saturday night, I can kind of half break him down a bit mentally. Do you know what I mean?
Mm. Because you're his first step up, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, his first step up.
And do you feel like they're like overlooking you? Because I've seen an interview that he's done. I think it was with IFL or Boxing Social. He said that he wants Jordan Flynn, I do believe.
I think they probably are going to overlook me. I mean, I'm the underdog, anyway, and he probably does want Jordan Flynn because I think Jordan was entitled to the English or
He was,
something.
and then Kane Baker got mandatory instead of
Yeah,
him.
something like that.
I think
Yeah, I don't
Jordan
know. So,
rejected to fight Kane again or something.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to push for that. Which I mean, obviously, as a career move, it'd be better off fighting Jordan for an English than just fighting me. But I hope he is looking past me and just thinks he's going to be a walk in the park because he'll get the shock on Saturday, not me.
Because he must look at you and think, oh, you're coming off three defeats. They think he's got you at the right time.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the first defeat to Joe Ducker was just, that was on my
Hand
hand.
broke,
My
was it?
hand was done. Yeah, my hand just, I had one hand, and I managed to get through the fight.
And then Calvin, you took on what was it, 24 hours, 48 hours notice, or
Nah,
1 week?
Calvin was about, I think it was just
A
under a week. I
week.
think it was about
Yeah.
5 or 6 days. So again, that wasn't the best. But I mean, again, I went the distance with Calvin, and there were in that fight. I don't know if you've seen it. There was loads of times I caught him with shots, and I was thinking to myself, man,
You had good
if
success.
yeah, and I was thinking to myself, man, if I wasn't drained, had from the weight loss of 5, 6 days, and I'm landing these shots, I was thinking to myself, if I had a camp, I'd have probably ended up beating him. But I went the distance with him, and he's a good opponent. And then obviously after that, I had Harlem Eubank. Again, it was short notice, and obviously he is a better. He's ranked a lot higher than me. He's a full-time boxer. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work. Same with Calvin. They're full-time boxers. They're not like me running their own business, working for themselves and all that kind of stuff. They've got the time of day. They can train 2, 3 times a day. They can rest, recover correct. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm. Yeah. Same with Cameron. I do believe he's full time as well.
Yeah, Cameron's full time as well, yeah.
But I mean, yes, of course. What do you make of Cameron as a fighter overall?
He's all right with in the pro stuff. Well, I won't say he's all right. He's good. He's only had 3 fights and a 3 journeyman. Um, Obviously he's a coveted amateur. He's had loads of amateurs and he's ranked really highly. Um, Pro game is a bit different to amateurs. It's a lot more rough and ready. Um, it's not going to be a walk in the park or anything like that. It's going to be a hard fight. Um, but we've got a little game plan that we're going to implement on Saturday night, and you know, God willing, it works, and we come out there victorious.
How are you feeling ahead of the fight?
I'm actually feeling really good for once because um, I won the title. When I won the title, I had a really, really good camp. Then I ended up going straight back in to defend it, which I didn't exactly want to do. But I did it. So I didn't have the best camp, man. My head weren't really fully there. And then obviously I had that injury, and I was just like, oh man. And then after that, I had the Calvin fight, and that was short notice, so I was just drained, weight drained. Last year I had a load of stuff going on, which was why I didn't fight at the beginning of the year. Then obviously I had a last minute call up for Harlem, and again I was just weight drained when I actually fought him. But man, right now I feel great. I feel sweet. Can't wait for tomorrow to get the
Have
weighing out
you
the
moved?
way.
Sorry to interrupt. Have you moved down in weight? Have I heard?
No, 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 no. I always fight either lightweight or super lightweight.
Is this one at light?
Yeah, yeah. So if I was moving down, it would have gone to super feather, but I ain't going down to super feather.
hmm What do you prefer fighting at? Super light or lightweight or just never mind?
It don't really matter too much. I prefer probably I would say I probably prefer super lightweight because the extra 5 pounds it just makes that little bit extra when you're in there and obviously making the weight just makes it a bit easier. So I'd probably say yeah, super lightweight realistically.
Hmm. Do you believe like you're entering like your prime as a fighter?
I wouldn't say I'm entering my prime. I'd say I'm probably I wouldn't say I'm entering my prime because without sounding old, I'm getting a bit older. Whereas I'd say I'm entering a time where I'm a bit more wise and boxing IQ smart. But then there's other factors that play in, which why I wouldn't say that I'm in my prime. But
Mm.
I feel good still, even though I'm 32. I live a hectic life and all of that. I still feel good, and like I say, man, I'm feeling good for this at the minute. I can't wait for tomorrow to get on the scales and start a refuel and see how I feel then. Because I actually feel good now. Sometimes the day before the weigh-in, you feel just really zapped and tired and you're just like, ugh. Like even just walking is just like it's a chore. Whereas now I feel fine. I could go walking, not a problem. So I'm just hoping that tomorrow I wake up the same and when I start to refuel, I'm just gonna feel more energized. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm. Do you feel stronger as a fighter since your last fight?
Um yeah, after after the losses and that, you definitely learn a lot about yourself and you learn a lot about just general things within the ring. So I think I wouldn't say I'm stronger as in like a punch stronger, but I'd definitely say mentally I'm stronger, yeah.
Hmm. It, of course, it's 8 rounds. I don't think he's been 8 rounds before. So, do you feel like your experience is going to play a big factor in the fight?
Yeah, definitely. I think it will play a big factor in it because like I say, he's amateur. It's not like he's done 8 rounds even in amateurs, do you know what I mean? So it's a big step up for him. Um, I remember when I first started doing it, and trust me, after like that 5, 6, you're half a bit like, whoa, you start to feel it a bit more in it. That's when you got to dig deep and all that. But I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine with it. He's been amateur, he's been boxing his whole kind of life, so he'll be sweet with it. So, and then obviously what we spoke about potential fights after this, another potential fight after this, that person that I could be fighting, he's never been 10 rounds. Or he hasn't even done over six. Oh no, I think he's only ever done one 6 rounder. So again, having the experience of going the extra rounds,
I
it
thought
does
he's
play
done
a
two,
part.
hasn't he?
I think he's done two. The other guy
Yeah,
is. I think he's done 2 6 rounders. He's never done a 10 rounder.
yeah, he's never done a 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's never been through that himself either. So it definitely does favor me in a way. I've been there before. You kind of just it helps as well. When you're in the corner, just when I got Anthony will be there like, come on, you've been there. Just cheers you up and all that stuff. And then you kind of start thinking, oh yeah, I've been here before. Come on, man, we can do this.
Hmm. How good is it that you keep getting these good opportunities and fighting on the TV? How happy are you to be back fighting on TV? And is it your first time fighting on the zone?
And that's my second time on the zone. Buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing, man. I'm can't thank Matchroom enough, for keeping me within their lips, and bringing me back. It's a big opportunity. It's a big scope. It's exposure. Loads of potential off of it. You know, I'm just thankful for it, man. And even after losses and stuff, that they're still looking at me like, you know what, this guy is a good guy that we can use to fight this person and that person. So I'm
Mm.
honored, to be honest. I'm honored.
Hmm. Could you say yes to anyone and anyone who gets thrown at you, really?
Yeah, near enough. Obviously, if it's someone that I know is completely out of my depth, I'll be like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
I'm like, nah, nah, nah. I ain't ready for that one. I don't want to be getting absolutely pummeled. But if I feel like, you know what, we're near the same level, or do you know what? If I dig deep, I can get a good fight out of this. Then I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'll take it, man. Because the way I look at it is, yo, I could go outside today and bump into somebody. I don't know nothing about them. They want to start fighting me. are either going to run off or stand there and fight. I'm going to stand there and fight. I don't know how experienced or what potential they are at fighting. You know what I mean? It's just the way that it is. You gotta. It's the fight game, man. You can't be called a fighter and not fight. Do you know what I mean? And pick and choose.
Hmm. Of course, your teammate, before we get back onto yourself, of course,
Yeah,
your teammate fought on the zone. I think it was last week or the week before. Samuel
yeah, yeah. Pickery,
Piker, is it? Is that how you say it?
Picari, Picari.
Bakari, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was your thoughts on his performance?
Do you know what? Obviously, it only went 2 rounds. I watched it, obviously, and I thought he boxed really, really well the first round. I thought he looks nice, comfortable. He was sharp, good head movement, and all of that. And I was just like, you know what? If he carries on boxing like that, it ain't always about. Obviously, you want the knockout win, but it's like, you know what? You're coming up against good level opponents, so you're not really sometimes going to get the knockout because they're well experienced within that field. So I thought to myself, if he carries on boxing like that, he could get through this fight quite comfortably. Um, unfortunately, he got hit with a big shot and
Got
he got
caught
stopped.
cold,
Yeah, yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. But man, lesson learned. Get up, fight another day, and then that's exactly what he's like.
Hmm. Because he's like you, some fighters build their way up to 13, 14, 10 and 0 sort of stuff with fighting just journeyman. And like you, Samuel, you just want to fight the best to be the best.
That's what you got to do. And if you want to be the best, or not even be the best, but be the best person of yourself, you have to test yourself. By fighting journeyman for 15, 20, 10 fights just to get a nice record, you're not testing yourself. Do you know what I mean? So it's the same with life, is it? You don't know until you get in there and have it hard. And then when you do, and you get through it, and what or you don't get through it, you learn from it. You learn from it either way. You get through it, you learn from it. You don't get through it, you learn from it because you learn from the mistakes.
Hmm. Do you feel like you'll get the knockout Saturday?
Um, I really do hope I could, yeah. Um, like I say, at the minute I'm feeling really good, and I'm just hoping that tomorrow I feel the same as I do now. I'm good. I jump off them scales, and once I get a refuel in me and start getting everything back in, my energy levels are just gonna just keep going up. Do you know what I mean? And you've got the whole of Saturday to eat and drink as well, so it should all be good, man.
Hmm. Do you know like what time you'll be on? Are you co-main?
Well, I thought it was co-main, but then you've got the Richards fight. So at the press conference, they brought Richards in that first, and then they switched me and Cameron with the Richards and his guy. So I
Right.
think, and it would make more sense realistically if Richard was the co-main event and then we was the one before. So I think we're gonna be the one before the co-main event.
So maybe around half eight, eight.
Yeah, 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 something like that.
Hmm. Does do you get nervous like, fighting in these big arenas, the bigger crowds?
Honestly, no. Um, why? I don't know. What I try and do is just stay active and have a little laugh and a joke in the back in the changing rooms and just stay relaxed. And then before you know it, you get called up and then you walk in and then you're in the ring, and then it's just like, oh, we're here now. And then the next thing you know, the bell goes, and you've kind of just got to switch off anyway and just get into it. So I kind of try not to overthink it because when you overthink it, that's when your nerves start kicking in. Do you know what I mean? And that's when you start doubting yourself, or you get nervous and you need to go to the toilet and all that kind of stuff. So I just try and stay as relaxed as I can, try not to overthink it. And then, like I say, before you know it, you're in the ring, and then it's like, right then, go time, and you got to get to it.
Hmm. Um, what can fans expect from you Saturday night?
What can they expect from me? A lot better performance from my last performance, 100% I can give that. Um, some pressure and hopefully some decent boxing from myself. And yeah, putting him in some pressure. I want to put him into some situations that he's not been in with these other three journeymen and just let him know that, although I've got a loss and my record isn't squeaky clean, that I ain't a mug. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, because like you said, I think it was in the press conference because I saw a little clip of it. You said, "I'm not here to make the numbers up" or something along them lines.
I just said I'm not here to roll over. Whereas I'm
That
not
was
here
it.
to just be like one of them journeymen, get hit with a jab, and then they're on the floor, and it's like, oh, I'm out, I'm out. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm. Do you feel like you guys are the fight to watch on the card? And do you feel like you guys will steal the show?
Um, will we still the show? I don't know. I do think the main event is a very good main event, to be
What,
fair.
Belotti Dylan?
Yeah, I think that will
That's
be
a
a
good
really good
fight.
fight. Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good fight. So I don't think we're going to steal it or nothing, but I definitely think we're going to be one of the good fights. And I'd say me and him, the main event, and the Sandy Ryan fight, the two girls. I think they'll be the two, three
You mean
good
Shannon
fights.
Ryan?
Shannon Ryan, that's it. Them three, I think them three will be the three good fights.
Hmm. And before I let you go, mate, as always, do you want to thank manager, trainers, sponsors, anyone who's coming to support you, and anyone who's coming to who's supporting you back at home?
Yeah, man, I want to thank everybody that supports me, all my fans on Instagram, everyone, my friends, family that know me. I want to thank you for always having me on and giving me the extra exposure. John, my manager, for always getting me to fight. Anthony, my trainer. Obviously, people can click on his Instagram, danger_DNA, and check out his stuff and check out the gym. And thank you everyone for watching the video, and hopefully you'll watch me Saturday night.
And from me, Ish, thank you for your time as always. I appreciate it. And go and get that win Saturday night. All the best, mate.
Nah, man, thank you very much, mate. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
mate. Bye.
Thank you.